My name is Imogen Belfield and I studied the BA Honours in Jewellery at London Met. I'm a jewellery designer and I hand create in London. I see it as miniature sculptures for the body. I set up my business in 2009 in the autumn, and since then I've managed to secure stockists with Harrods and Harvey Nichols, Kibiri, and also international stockists as well. I create everything from Flux Studios here, and I source all my materials from Hatton Garden as well. I use gemstones, I use minerals, which I source from the Natural History Museum, and also precious and non-precious metals. I use a lot of sort of hand carving techniques and castings and mould making techniques as well. I do 2 selling seasons a year, and I show with London and Paris Fashion Week. So I've showed with Vauxhall Fashion Scouts, and I've also worked on collaborations with fashion designers as well. During the selling seasons, buyers will approach me and they'll view my products and place orders, which are then distributed in store. I do work with a PR company, which I've been working with since I launched my business, and it's such an invaluable thing to have in order to build brand awareness, to get the product placed on whether it's celebrities or whether it's to do with collaborations and used by designers for their lookbooks. It's just a really, really good thing to do. Very recently, my work was worn by Uma Thurman for her interview for Harper's Bazaar magazine, which was fantastic. She wore one of a really chunky, large, it's called the Ferrero ring, it's a knuckle ring. It could knock someone out, seriously. And then before that, we had Harper's Bazaar again, but we had Naomi Campbell and Cindy Crawford, Helena Christensen and Eva Herzegovina wearing my pieces for that shoot, which tied in with the new Duran Duran video. Obviously Duran Duran always used supermodel, well, they were the first band to use supermodels in their films, so they played upon that idea and did this big photo shoot and video as well. So my jewellery was worn for that, which was brilliant. And then Jessie J wore a big knuckle duster, which was just, it showed up really clearly on the X Factor, which was brilliant. She was holding the mic and the ring was there. It looked fantastic. So yeah, that's been really good just to build brand awareness, great for marketing and PR as well. London Met were brilliant in helping me. I had access to many different facilities within London Met. As well as that, I could kind of really cross over between different departments, which is where I developed different mould making techniques, casting techniques. I was also allowed to use the fine art department, and I had a lot of help from the tutors there with ceramics. I was quite a prolific worker, so for me it was all about creating as many different models and trying out as many different processes as possible. So I would go into the ceramics department and I was helped with creating different moulds and castings and firings, and it was really there that I learnt to combine the two, the porcelain with metalwork, which was my final year, my degree collection, which was some of those first pieces then went into Kibiri, my first stockist in London, and also to have the use of the workshops as much as I wanted to, from 9 in the morning until about 9 in the evening, which is pretty amazing. Also, in our first year, we were able to curate our first catwalk show. So we had to create 2 pieces, a small piece for the body and then also a very large dramatic statement piece. I created a head-to-toe piece out of knitted and knotted rope. It was camel rope, so it stunk to high heaven, but looked really dramatic and amazing on the catwalk. But just to have, see your work in that way was really quite amazing, and a great way to then lead on into the second year to have. It gave that, maybe that set the kind of seed for how I then wanted to develop my work into more costume fashion jewellery, because I love the idea of seeing it within that kind of theatrical placement. Sitting in